Russia's latest S-500 anti-aircraft missile system has entered state trials, Russian Deputy Prime Minister Yuri Borisov said at the Army 2020 forum on Monday. The fact is that state trials have begun, and today the S-500 configuration, its simplified configuration, is already available, and work is underway to purchase parts for its serial production, the Deputy Prime Minister said. Russian Deputy Defense Minister Alexei Krivoruchko said in February that military specialists had held the trials of the world's unrivaled surface-to-air missiles for the latest S-500 air defense system last year. The Deputy Defense Minister said in December 2019 that the preliminary tests of the S-500 anti-aircraft missile system would begin in 2020, and the commencement of its serial deliveries to the troops was scheduled for 2025. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu earlier said that the deliveries of the latest S-500 surface-to-air missile systems to the troops would begin in 2020. Russia has been training specialists to learn to operate the new system at the Military Academy of the Aerospace Force and First since 2017. Russia is developing the S-500 with a view to its operation in the next 25 years. As the Western media reported, the new Russian missile system struck the target at a range of 481.2 kilometers or 80 kilometers more compared to any existing missile system. The S-500 is not just a conventional air and missile defense system, but a weapon that is capable of destroying low-orbit satellites and space-launched weapons from hypersonic aircrafts, shock hypersonic UAVs and orbital platforms. It will fundamentally change Russia's air defense capabilities, says Colonel Ret. Sergei Kadalev, former head of the anti-aircraft missile forces of the Special Forces Command of the Russian Air Force. The system is capable of solving several tasks, for example, the detection and destruction of conventional aerodynamic targets, airplanes and helicopters, cruise missiles, anything that flies at speeds up to hypersonic. But besides this, the S-500 can shoot down ballistic targets, and not just during the downward portion of their flight, but at all other stages as well. And here the speeds are already cosmic, several kilometers per second, Kadalev said, speaking to the Moskovsky Komsomolets newspaper. With its ability to take out targets at a range of up to 600 kilometers and an altitude of nearly 200 kilometers, the S-500 can effectively defend against targets in near space. The complex features a partition approach where one locator works on targets flying at maximum altitude, while the other is used for those flying near to the ground at altitudes up to 30 kilometers, he explains. With the advent of a complex like the S-500, we can talk about the anti-missile defense of whole territories. Later, when the production of these systems is increased and they are improved, we'll be able to speak about creating on their basis the aerospace defenses of the entire Russian Federation, Kadalev says. Last month, the Design Bureau for Special Machine Building, a subsidiary of Almaz-Antey, confirmed that the S-500's launcher, multifunctional locator, missile defense locator, command post chassis and transporter units for early warning radar have already been developed, with testing underway. Late last year, Russia's defense ministry reported that state testing would begin in 2020, with deliveries to the military to start in 2025. Russian defense giant Rostec has indicated that the first priority will be to manufacture the system for the Russian military before any talk of exports can even begin. Russia has reportedly conducted the longest-range surface-to-air missile test ever with its S-500. If and when it becomes operational, the air and missile defense system could significantly increase the Russian military's anti-access and area denial capabilities in Europe, East Asia, and elsewhere, but it's already years behind schedule. CNBC was first to report on the development, citing unnamed sources familiar with U.S. intelligence on the Russian program, but its story did not say when the launch occurred. According to the anonymous individuals, the S-500 was able to hit a target just shy of 300 miles away, which is some 50 miles further than the previous record. The stated range of the existing S-400 system when using the 40N6 missile is almost 250 miles. Though the system, also known as the Triumphator-M or Prometheus, has been in active development since at least 2009, there are few firm details about its capabilities. Russian media has reported in the past that the final production S-500s will be able to engage opponents up to 370 miles away. Depending on the exact missile type the launcher carries, it will supposedly be able to shoot down both air-breathing targets, including manned aircraft, drones, and cruise missiles, as well as ballistic missiles. The latter capability appears to be the most immediately important to the Russians, and many reports indicate that the road-mobile S-500 is likely to act primarily as a more flexible and survivable replacement, or at least supplement, for Russia's fixed, silo-based A-135 anti-ballistic missile system. The S-500s would otherwise supplement existing S-400 surface-to-air missile systems and provide theater ballistic missile defense and other long-range capabilities as necessary. The air and missile defense system would also complement the still-in-development A-235 ballistic missile defense system, which is another road-mobile system that reportedly is actually primarily an anti-satellite weapon. S-500s would be ideal for providing regional ballistic missile defense along Russia's European borders with NATO. It is in many ways roughly analogous to the US-made Terminal High Altitude Area Defense System, or THAAD, though the goal is clearly to offer flexibility to respond to more conventional aerial threats, as well. It is also possible that there could eventually be a naval version that would give future Russian warships a ballistic missile defense capability. Two of the new missiles for the S-500, the 77N6N and 77N6N1, will reportedly be capable of mid-course intercepts against ballistic missiles, with broad performance similar to the US Navy's Aegis ballistic missile defense system, using the SM-3 interceptor on some Arleigh Burke-class destroyers. The Kremlin could see a significant new impetus for pushing ahead with the S-500, since the United States has been openly talking about the possibility of new nuclear-armed sea-launched cruise missiles, as well as new long-range ground-based missile and rocket artillery systems. The US military says these systems necessary to meet various emerging security concerns, but especially those coming from Russia, as a result of its increasingly assertive foreign policy. In addition, the Russian military might see S-500 as essential to defending its eastern flank, particularly against any potential Chinese intrusions. China is notably not limited by the provisions of the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, or INF, which Russia is party to with the United States.